Golf, a sport of tradition, of pride, of patience. But every 2 years, the game transforms. It's no longer about individual glory. It becomes about country, about rivalry, about honor. This is the Ryder Cup, one of the most unique and emotional competitions in all of sports. Today, we're looking back at the history of how it all began, how it grew, and why it remains one of the greatest spectacles in golf. The Ryder Cup traces its roots back to the 1920s. In 1921, an informal match was played between American and British golfers at Gleneagles in Scotland. The idea sparked interest. By 1926, another exhibition match was held at Wentworth Club in England. Watching from the gallery was a wealthy English seed merchant named Samuel Ryder. He was so inspired by the competition that he commissioned a gold trophy, a small cup topped with a golfer's figure. And in 1927, the very first official Ryder Cup was played at Worcester Country Club in Massachusetts. Team USA defeated Great Britain 9.5 to 2.5. A rivalry was born. In the early decades, the Ryder Cup was a lopsided affair. The United States dominated. Legends like Walter Hagen, Byron Nelson, and Ben Hogan led the Americans to repeated victories. For Great Britain, it was a struggle. They had brilliant players, Henry Cotton, Di Rees, but the depth just wasn't there. Between 1935 and 1971, the Americans lost the Ryder Cup only once. The event had passion, but the outcome had become predictable. By the 1970s, the Ryder Cup was in danger of fading away. Interest was declining. The Americans were simply too strong. Then came a bold idea: expand Team Great Britain to include all of Europe. In 1979, the new Team Europe entered the competition, bringing stars like Seve Ballesteros and Antonio Garrido of Spain. Seve, with his charisma and fire, ignited the European side. Suddenly, the matches had balance and drama. This change transformed the Ryder Cup forever. From the 1980s onward, the Ryder Cup became a true battle.
And some of the team members that we had were not appreciative of that.
I think Sam Snead, the American captain, was furious. Some of the players weren't very happy.
And I cooled a couple of them down, and I told them, I said, listen, we're still a sport.
That epitomized what Ryder Cup is.
Europe scored its first victory in the new era in 1985 at the Belfry.
Won another British Open, because I feel even better because I saw all the people. I think this is fantastic, tremendous. We must say that maybe 80% of the victory is thanks to all the people, all the British people, because they are just fantastic. It cannot be better.
2 years later, they won again at Muirfield Village, the first time ever on American soil. These wins sent shockwaves through the golf world.
This enthusiasm for, we can do it, we can do it, we can beat him. There was a strange Rule Britannia, about him.
He was so enthusiastic, it was a joke. We had to sit him down on the sofa at night, give him a big whiskey. His voice had gone, he was hoarse. We'd sit there and say, right, Tony, now you can shut up. You're all right, you've done your day's work.
No longer was the Ryder Cup an American showcase. Now, it was a rivalry. Through the 1990s and 2000s, the matches became legendary. The War on the Shore at Kiowa Island in 1991. Europe's stunning victory at Brookline in 1999, remembered for the controversial celebrations on the 17th green.
I've been so lucky in my life, but to be the captain there was a distinct honor and a privilege.
And the miracle at Medina in 2012, when Europe staged one of the greatest comebacks in sports history, turning a 10-6 deficit into victory. These moments defined the Ryder Cup as more than just golf. It became theater. It became war. So, what makes the Ryder Cup so unique? First, it's the team format. Golf is almost always an individual sport, but here, players compete not for themselves, but for their flag. Second, it's the match play style, head-to-head battles, where momentum can shift in a single hole. And finally, it's the emotion. Players cry, they pump their fists, they feel the weight of their countries on their shoulders. Nowhere else in golf do you see Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, or Ian Poulter so animated. The Ryder Cup brings out passion unlike any other tournament. Today, the Ryder Cup is one of the biggest events in global sport. It attracts millions of viewers worldwide, and tickets sell out years in advance. The US and Europe trade victories, each generation producing new heroes, from Seve and Faldo, to Woods and Mickelson, to McIlroy and Spieth. It's no longer just about golf, it's about history, legacy, and pride. From a small exhibition in the 1920s to a global sporting spectacle, the Ryder Cup has stood the test of time. It is golf's greatest team event, and every 2 years reminds us, this is more than a game. This is the Ryder Cup.